A massive undertaking is underway throughout the United States to change the name of hundreds of landmarks. The initiative began last fall after Secretary of Interior Deb Haaland, the first Native American to hold a cabinet post, issued an order defining the term squaw as derogatory. All of the locations in question used that term, including a cove connected to Squam Lake, which local leaders have been looking to change the name of for years.
A local interest group in Sandwich wanted to change it to Pocahontas Cove. And Strategic Initiatives, which is a department of the state government, contacted us, and they felt it was inappropriate.
Denise and Paul Pulio are the head speakers of the Kawasuk Band of the Pennacook Abenaki. They live in Alton and have spent much of their lives helping others learn and understand indigenous customs and how they intersect with modern-day society.
The squaw is actually a suffix. So my title is a Sagamo squaw. And Sagamo means head male speaker or head speaker. And the squaw actually turns it into a female head speaker. And so the colonials heard the term squaw and they ran with it and they turned it into a slur.
Denise and Paul say they gave a couple new names for the cove to the Interior Department. However, those were not chosen because the new policy only honored the names from indigenous tribes with government recognition. Since New Hampshire is the only New England state without a federally recognized tribe, the state gets to choose the name. Denise and Paul say New Hampshire wants to name the cove after a local politician, but they are filing a petition to change it to Nukum Asek, which means grandmother's place.
So the idea of a grandmother as opposed to just any woman's name makes sense to us because it's historical. And you could say, hey, it's like our grandfather's place or our grandmother's place. You see how we were playing that.
We didn't think the original intent was a negative one when they named it.
Diane and Paul hope they can bring historical context to other parts of the state, including some where the original history was lost over time.
For instance, like Elacoya State Park, it sounds like an indigenous name, Elacoya, completely fictional. They ran a contest in like 1950 or 1960 to come up with a new name for the state park, and that happened to be the contest winner.
Nashua, it's supposed to be the two rivers, and in our language it's Pazak, Nis, Nas, which would be three.
To help tell the history of these places, Diane and Paul have teamed up with local colleagues to create interactive maps. They also hope to add signs that display all the possible meanings of iterations of a place's names.
So we want to make sure that it's not just a name change, that we want to put up signage, we want to put up, his information about why things changed, the history behind it. So it's not just single layered.
So we expect that's what we're going to find when we're all done, that there's a lot of variations, but it wasn't like it was malicious. I think a lot of it's just a slip of the tongue, people.
Jamie Staten, WMUR News 9.